Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is how Waga and Suma1l fight with Templar Assassin. This first clip is out of this world. While everyone knows that one of the biggest strengths of TA is being able to dish damage with refraction, there's really no tip to what he does here besides playing tons of games with the hero. Not only he basically took 70% of Invoker's HP with no risk whatsoever, but he also gets the 2 lane creeps. Then, when Invoker completely retreats, he gets the kill using the ranged creep, and even though he misses 1 lane creep, he gets the Forge Spirit.
First blood!
First blood! There's nothing more.
After all of that, Waga keeps a lot of pressure on Invoker. He deals a significant amount of damage with Psy Blades, gets an Ancient stack and the Haste rune. With such an amazing start, and Invoker with close to 60% HP, I can see a lot of people instantly using Haste and diving Invoker. But check how Waga plays this. He goes back to the lane, farms the wave, and only when he gets level 6, his first power spike, he goes for it. When Invoker loses vision of him, he pops the Haste rune, then check how he dives Invoker. Instead of rushing through the creeps, he goes through the fog. It's nighttime, so Invoker can see him. Then he uses the first trap to get a feel of where Invoker is, and even with Cold Snap, he easily gets the kill and retreats. In this footage, Lion stuns Invoker and Waga places a trap. He wants to wait as long as possible to slow Invoker, but he actually forgets about the tower and the trap gets killed, and he gives up on the kill. But what Invoker didn't know is that they had a trap on the mid lane, and when you have advantage in your lane, putting traps in your enemy side of the map can give you kills like this. Here we see another advantage of having traps laying around in the map, especially close to the runes. CM goes there and check how he completely controls CM. He picks the rune and also gets the kill. When Waga lays another trap, to use when the slow from the first one ends, CM decides to use Frostbite on him, allowing Waga to get the rune and with the help of Lion finish the kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack! Dominating!
Waga decides to go on Invoker, and check how he waits the tower to aggro on lane creeps to place a ward on Invoker's feet. That gives him more time to grow the slow of the trap, and then with beautiful Psyblade hits and a meld, he kills Invoker. Waga is playing pretty well, but this Invoker definitely set himself for disaster here. CM gets there late, and check how big the range on the trap's low is. It's actually 400 radius. He slows CM, and they snipe her very fast.
Stop double kill!
Violate.
In this clip, TA was farming Ancients when Slark decides to dive Puck. Check how much time he waits to pop that trap. This game starts to get pretty clowny. Not only Waga gets the courier, he also insta-kills CM while his team takes care of Slark. Here we see another pretty good usage of fog. It's nighttime, so after the lane creeps die, he hides himself in the tree area, waiting for Phoenix to overextend, and when she does, easy kill.
Regeneration.
Monster kill!
This clip shows how luck and overextending go hand in hand. They were close to Roshan when Slark initiates on Lion. When Waga blinks through the fog, Slark ults, and he decides to wait Shadow Dance to end. Unfortunately, Necro shows up with CM, he gets revealed, and he even gets lucky since the cooldown on Refraction gets back as soon as Necro uses Reaper Sight, but with the Phoenix Egg, the Refraction charges burn too quickly. Another sick clip. They destroy Necro close to Roshan Pit, and when he goes on CM, Phoenix tries to help her. Unfortunately for her, now that dive was already used and she's standing close to a fully charged trap, he can blink and explode her. When they are finishing Roshan, Slark makes a pretty cheeky play and steals the Aegis, and again we see how TA is a very strong but easy to overextend hero, especially against enemies with a lot of damage over time. In this footage, we see how Hurricane Pike is a great item, even on TA, where less people were building it. It allows him to quickly reach Slark As they keep chasing, not only they get 2 kills, but with the cooldown on Hurricane Pike back and the vision he picked from the minimap of CM going to help, allows him to make another huge jump, killing her as well.
My blades and my mind are as
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Double kill.
Before I talk about this clip, you should be aware that Sumail had to go back to base before Storm outlanded him. And while a lot of players would be upset that their bottle timing would get delayed, Sumail though chooses a completely different strategy that is pretty common and can save your lane. Instead of struggling to get his bottle, he buys boots. Storm already has worse move speed than TA, so buying boots before bottle and getting 1 point in meld at level 4 is what, with the Ogre, helps him get first blood on Storm. If he was playing safe and going for bottle then boots, there's the chance that he would be fine, just a little bit behind. Instead, he abuses the fact that he got outlanded in the beginning to play in a way Storm isn't able to deal with. Had he gotten the first blood kill, he would have both bottle and boots, but even though he got an assist, it's completely fine. This clip is beautiful. Sumail knew Storm had an invisible rune, and when he goes for the rune, he does what every TA player should do if they don't have vision of it at nighttime. He places a trap and sees the rune being snatched without anyone there, and instead of going back to the lane through the river, he abuses the fact of the sentry ward in the radiant side of the map to get another kill. And that's not all. Check how he first waits for Storm to get pretty close to the center of the sentry ward, giving him more time to get the kill. Also, he positions himself in a way to block Storm's path, giving him extra time to hit him as well. Perfect play. In this footage, Huskar and TA force Oracle to ult himself, and while they are at it, Sumail does his first good decision here. There's no way Oracle will survive this, so there's no point in clumping up with Huskar there. That would be asking to be initiated, so he blinks to the high ground. Storm kills Huskar, and Slardar reaches Sumail. And check how he plays this. He trades some hits with Slardar, but he wasn't spamming his refractions. Only when Slardar decides to amplify damage Sumail and he sees his allies coming, he uses refraction. And I feel like Slardar misplayed here. By using stun, he gave up on his life because with refraction, his blink dagger still works and he quickly snipes Slardar. One thing I noticed during most of these fights is that Sumail right clicks once before using meld on them. And it really doesn't make a difference in the sense that the Desolator debuff is applied before dealing damage from meld, but it does help you get the feel of when you have the range to use meld or not. A lot of TA players in most skill levels struggle with missed melds. By attacking that person once, he can usually use meld right away and not miss. Check how aware he was of Morphling using waveform and quickly places a trap before he even gets there, and he gets the kill afterwards. While you apply the Desolator debuff before dealing the damage from meld, the minus armor component from meld doesn't apply, which means that the second meld will always deal more damage, since the debuff stays for 10 seconds and the cooldown of the skill is 6. We can see the same thing I just talked about here. Most TA players are used to blink and meld right away, and he consistently plays different most of the time. This clip might seem very ordinary. This time Sumail takes some time to use meld because he didn't have mana. As he chases Morphling, Oracle shows up and a lot of people would keep chasing Morphling since he's the big kill, but instead he makes use of Oracle being very badly positioned and he just takes him off. With False Promise there was little chance for Sumail to get the kill, and even though he doesn't get Morphling as well, at least he got one kill very fast. Here we can see Sumail doing a very next level strategy. Ancient Apparition is so underfarmed that the creeps are more valuable than him, so he slowed down the creeps to easily farm. Okay, I'm kidding boys, he just missed his refraction attacks. Huskar and TA are sieging high ground, and usually it's a pretty good idea to place a trap far back to see where the enemies are. Since no one was showing up, the vision from the ward gives Sumail the knowledge that Slardar was blinking in, and he's able to dodge Slardar's stun thanks to it. Without the stun, there's nothing Slardar can do, and he quickly destroys the big fish with his Hurricane Pike. TA blinks on Storm and a good Electric Vortex gets him in a pretty bad situation, but he's able to dodge the AA blast with Hurricane Pike and at the same time finish Storm off. One of the strengths of heroes like TA is being able to explode supports very easily, since they are against very hard to focus down cores like Morphling and Storm. Jumping on AA is definitely the best idea, and again we see the same pattern, hit, then melt. Since Morph was false promised, check how he tries to use Hurricane Pike and the trap to give vision of the Hurricane Pike attacks. Unfortunately, Oracle plays this pretty well, and Sumail gives up on it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please guys give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more Waga and Sumail replay breakdowns, please check the link in the description. I can't overstate how this video wouldn't ever be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this almost every day, and I'm sure something here will spark your interest. And if you play this correctly, you can pretty much deny 2 entire creep waves. Another little detail, check out he only uses Metamorphosis when Alchemist is on the low ground, to guarantee he can land extra hits on him since he won't have vision of Envy doing it. Now with 3 creeps from Radiant and 2 from Dire, he can mainly focus on taking Elk out of experience range since he knows the lane won't push forward. Since Envy didn't wait a little bit to use Metamorphosis, he wasn't able to deny the second wave entirely, but he also harassed and made sure Elk was out of experience range for a long time, so that's a fair trade. Another point that's usually forgotten is that since Alchemist has very low